Hi everyone, Emma here. Oh my gosh. So this is where I'm at with this egg. So I've gone ahead and attached the Rivolis or the bezeled Rivolis to the one part of the egg. So for the second part, I'm going to show you how to add the second part of the egg. And let me adjust the camera here. So I'm going to show you how to do this section here. But I wanted to work through it myself, and I did come up with a little, like I changed this from the original design that I saw. But you know what? We're going to work through that. I think I like it this way a little better than the way it was originally done. But one of the things I did realize is I think one of these loops was not the same size. Okay, so here you can see this one's quite high and this one's low. But you know what? I think once we get it together, it's not going to matter. So I do have some green thread that are attached to my, I think we should get rid of those threads because they're just going to get in the way and it'll be confusing for you. But oh my gosh, this is starting to look incredible. That was the idea. So, okay, so what we need, so we had our two pieces, and then we had our five Rivolis, bezeled Rivolis. So I've gone ahead and add them, but I'll show you when I add the other piece. So let's see where this thread is coming out of. I think what I'll do is I will thread these guys through a few beads just to be sure that we don't cut it too short and then the beads will come apart. I'm pretty sure I have woven it through quite a bit, but it's not going to hurt anything to be certain. So this is this one here. This starts to get hard to handle, but oh my god, is this not crazy? How, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but even I was working on this on the couch next to my wife, and she was like, oh my gosh, is that thing that you're finishing for Kath from England? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so we're coming into that one. Let me go through here. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. And I'll flip it to the back. And we'll go down a few beads on the side here. Just to be sure that it's tight and it's not going anywhere. Let's see if I can maneuver it out here. Yeah. Okay, so that's that one. And let's cut that off. So I hope that people have been able to follow this and actually do it. If you have any problems throughout, definitely ask questions. And if there's a section that's not clear at all, just let me know and I will potentially do it again. Here's the other thing. I made one egg and I'm looking at it. This is kind of one of my masterpieces, and I've done stuff like painting and I'm making it for somebody else, and I realized, oh, I don't want to give it away. It's a masterpiece. So I will be making another one of these. And the funny part is I thought, well, I'll do a different color. And then I was like, these colors are so amazing. So I'm going to be doing another one of these. This is the kind of where I'm heading with this story. And so I can redo a section if it's confusing. So I haven't decided how I'm going to release these. These videos have been done over time just because it is a little bit intricate. Let's see if I can get through this one there. So, and there's been a lot going on while I've been doing these. You know, I'm actually thinking about this. This probably followed my breast cancer saga. Okay, so we have all the threads off. This is amazing. So now we want to attach this to this, and I don't know if you'll be able to see anything. So let me start with, I am going to take this thread. This was a new thread, and I attached all these guys. We start with attaching a 4mm Swarovski pearl. That's the same pearl that we put in the bezel. So we're going to put one of those in between these guys, and then we're going to attach this part of the bezel, these two sides here, to the sides of this. So it's going to be very confusing. I apologize ahead of time. Now what we need to do is bring our thread from here. So we may end up, I'm actually thinking we should start our thread here on one of these, because let me see how much thread I have. I have enough thread, but going up through here, I prefer to add the pearl first. It closes this up a bit, but this is what it's going to do here. So these are going to attach. Yeah, I think it's just as easy to reattach it here. So let me tie this off. Make sure we're going to weave through this first. And I am using a size 12 needle. You can see how bent it is. You definitely need a size 12 to do this maneuvering. And even then, it's bending. So let's do it here. Let's grab this. I can't decide. I keep thinking maybe I'll just go through. But no, I think it's easier if I show you how to add the pearl and then these guys. So let's just go through. Some of these beads. There. I'm going to go up this one and down this one. And go down these guys. That. And then I'm going to turn and go the other way, and then I'll cut it. That should keep that secure. There. Let's cut that. Try not to cut anything else. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, let's set that aside. And oh, this is not good. Look at how far up it is on this one. That looks really wonky. Okay, we won't start on that one. So we'll fix that. Let's start here. So to start, first of all, we'll just put get some of this. I'm going to go through a few beads, turn, go back up. I'm going to leave that loose there. So then let's go over this way and cross over that one through here. Okay, that, I didn't want that to happen. It went under a thread there. There. Okay, so now let's cross over to this one and through these guys. Okay, so that's not coming out now. Like I'm pulling and that thread's not moving. So I am going to cut this. So now I'm going to bring up my thread, and what I want you to do, and let's enlarge this, when you're doing this section here, you want to look for the last two that are attached, so you can see the thread that attaches these two. So then you're going to count from these. So start at the very next bead and you're going to count. So 1, 2, 3. Let me see, it should be 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me get our pearls out. You should need 5. Okay. So let's bring our thread up to here, and then we'll count the 4. So here's the problem with this area here. These are all peyote stitch, so you have their opposite. You could potentially zip them together. So when you're counting on one side for, you kind of want to be going into a sticking out bead. So that's why I say 3 or 4. So we're going to go to the 4 because it's, if you count starting 1, 2, 3, then 4 is your sticking out. But when you look on this side, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's the same. So your bead will, your pearl will sit across like that. Let's go through these guys. I will start on this side. It doesn't really matter which side you start on because you're going to go back around it just to get it stable with 2 strands across. But you also are going to, this is after we put that pearl, we're going to add our Rivoli, our bezeled Rivoli. We're going to attach it through the pearl. Again, you can do it from either side, doesn't matter, but you got to remember that you're going to have to go back to the other side of that bezel to attach one of the sides. But again, you're probably going to want to go through it twice, so it's a kind of a choice that you make. So let me go through these guys and through these 2. Again, like, because this part is a bit of kind of like sewing, it's how it looks to you. And here's the thing, let me show you my situation here. So I kind of like that it has this opening at the bottom. Initially, what I wanted to do was put that pearl in this little hole. You see how these beads kind of create an opening of 3? It would have been nice to put it in there. I did try it and it was terrible because the bead is actually, the pearl is too big for that little slot. And it opened it up and it looked all bunched. So And again, it doesn't quite look as nice as I would like it. I am reserving myself to add a Swarovski Bicone crystal across this way or up and down, depending what looks best. So again, this one looks like it's closed. So it didn't, I didn't find that this section here had a lot of uniformity, and I'm sure it's because it's peyote. So just do what looks good. I mean, you're not going to tell once it's all put together how. So let's take a look at this one here. So like I said, I want to be in a sticking out bead to add my pearl. So here's those three I was suggesting, like this. And then, so let's go up these two. And then we'll go up two more. And now we're ready to add our pearl. So pick up your pearl. Now go to the other side and find that exact same spot. So if we started where the two are joined together, skip two, go two. So now, because you're coming up the top of this, go down. Let me make sure I have that right. This one here. And it was up one too many. So pull that down like that. Like that. Okay. So you can see the threads coming through. It's not a big deal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back through the pearl and around that thread, and then we'll pull it tight. So we're going to go through the bottom of the bead that we came out of the top on the other side. So I'll just do like this. And so now go through this one here, like that. And pull it tight. There you go. So your pearl is set. Okay, so now we're going to add the bezel. This part's going to get funky because now this is going to be kind of in the way, but there's no other way to do it. You could do one bezel at a time rather than add them all. So that might be a smarter idea. Sorry, guys. Okay, so for this one, let's take a look at our example here. We went up 1, 2, 3 beads and then added. So, 1, 2, 3. Let me see if we're on a sticking out. Yeah, that should be fine for this one. It doesn't have to be a sticking out bead. So we're going to go up 3. So there's 2. And again, we'll tighten that so you won't see that thread there. And then 1 to make 3. And I'm going to get out some 11/0 beads, like the same ones that we have there. Now you're going to pick up 2 11/0s. Like that. Now you're going to pick up your other piece. So this is going to fit in this way, like that. So you want to attach this pearl. So you're going to go through this pearl. And just that pearl. So you've got your 2. Go through the pearl. That brings it together like that. I apologize, it's kind of... So now we're going to add 2 pearls to the other side of that strand, like that. You can bring them down. Okay. Now we are going to come back down through here, but we're going to skip some of these beads here. So if you look at the other side, we're coming out of this bead here, and the strand is showing. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. Oh, that's loose. I'm going to have to tighten that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I thought. So go through, count 5. So let me just hold it this way. So we're coming out of this one. So we're counting this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go through the next one. You can actually go down the 5th one. Like that. And let's pull that tight like that. So now I want to go through those again because you can see how this one got loose. So let's go through these beads and come back around one more time. So let's do 2 at a time here since it's peyote. And through here. Just move that and tighten. Go through. Let's just go through those first. And you can always go through everything afterwards to tighten it. I have a feeling that I might have to do that anyway. Because I use such a small thread. Let me tighten that again and then pull this through. Part of the egg is the structure is on itself, so you really need to reinforce it. So let's go back through these guys, and then we're going to pass them instead of going through them again, because now we're going to do the other side. Let's see if I can. You can see my threads getting loose again. I'll fix that. There. I felt it tighten there. So let's go through. So we're going to come down here. This will reinforce our pearl again because we're going to go down to the pearl and up the other side. So just keep following the beads down. There. Go through the pearl. See if I can get through this. There, like that. I hope I haven't lost you guys by now. It is a bit kind of crazy. Oh my god, so worth it. It's a jewel. Okay, so now we are back to counting where we're going to add. So on this one we did 1, 2, 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have to go through that bead first. Get all excited. And then one more here. Okay, there's our 3. So now we are going to add our 2 beads right here. Let me see if that's correct. Look at this. So we have a bead on each side, then we have one there, one there, one there, one there, and the 3. Yeah. Yeah. So pick up 2 11-Os. That hole is not complete. 2 11-Os. We're coming out of the 3rd bead there. We are going to go up through this pearl. And just the pearl. Like that. And pull that tight. And there is our first connection. Oh, it's going to be amazing. This is really hard to hold. Okay. We can do it. Yes, we can. Okay, we're going to skip 5 beads in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go down the 5th. And we're going to go back around. And look. Like that. So let's go through these guys. That. This one. And I'm just going to turn it so that it's easier to get through the beads. So now we're going to go through these beads that are attaching the Bezelled Rivoli. Go through the pearl. And you can probably tighten at this point again. There, nice and tight. And go down these 2 11-Os. And I think I would like to, so I'm going, this last thread went through the top of that bead. I am going to go down through the bottom. It's kind of your choice how you want to do that. Both ways are good and look good. And then we're just going to bring everything, go around to the next set. And this is really hard to see. I don't know how you guys can see. I need new glasses. And this is, by the time you see this, this will probably be pretty current, this video. So you know that I'm waiting to get radiation therapy. And this was just my thinking that if I waited to get my new prescription of glasses, just in case, it shouldn't affect my vision. But I'm like, oh, that would suck if I got a new pair of prescriptions and then they didn't work. So I thought, and I mean, when I say I need a new pair, it's just fine tuning. It's not like I can't see. Although the funny part is, I cannot see without my glasses. Oh my gosh, this is looking incredible. So you're going to continue like this all the way around. I'm going to keep going for a little bit and keep showing you again what we're doing. So now we need to go, we want to go down to 3, I think it's, I counted 1, 2, 3, 3 from where the 2 beads are sitting side by side, and you can see that little thread there. I know it's hard to see, I apologize. So you're going to go to this bead here, so 1, 2, 3. So let's go through all of these. And there. And through. Keep an eye on this. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 more. now we're going to add our pearl. So pick up your pearl. Okay, so there's 3 on this side. We want 3 on that side. So go down the third one here, like this. Let me see if that's correct. Yep, that's. So now you're going to go back through your pearl on this side. I may have to turn it a bit, because we want to cinch it back in there, and we also want to have our thread coming out here. So let's get that nice and tight together. I think I'm going to go through this one here. So I went through the third one on the bottom side of the third there, and that really secures it, but you see it leaves less of a hole. So I probably should have gone up 1, but I'm not going to worry for right now. So now let's see. Do you believe it was 2 spaces? So let's go 2 like that. And pick up 2 11/0s. Go through this pearl and just the pearl. Okay. Then we're going to pick up 2 11/0s. We're going to count 5 and go into the bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This sticking out, go in through the bottom of the sticking out one, which is the 6th one. Like that. Okay. So now we're going to just loop around and go back one more time. So it doesn't matter if the threads are loose there. Just go through, because when you pull it, it will all pull it tight. Oh, I think I did something wrong here. Let's go back through these. Hopefully my thread won't cross over another strand. So your best bet for that is to take it off your needle. Don't do what I do. I'm sure you've done it there. So that came out. That was lucky. The reason I took that out was I was in the wrong spot here. So because we're on the opposite end of the thread, what you want to do is go over one, then go through the beads. And then I'm going to pull this tight, because just that going that sideways thing will actually make it harder for you to tighten your thread. So let's pull that in snug. Okay. Go back through these beads. Go down. One more. I think I'm going to, normally I would just cross over and go around, but I think what I'm going to do is go down over one like this, and then cross over to the next bead and change directions. So like this. Okay, I need to turn this. So I'm right here. I'm going to go into this bead here, and then through those 2 plus the pearl. Well, I'll do the pearl separate. There. through the pearl and through the next bead. Pull that. Now I'm just going to turn it, make it easier to go through these guys. They're getting a bit loose, but we'll see if we can tighten those up. Like that. Okay. So now I want to step over to the next bead and then go down. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here. We're going to have to do this separate. There. Tighten. Okay, now go through these guys. I don't know if the egg is going to hold its shape. So we'll see what we can do with this. So now go through. So now we're going around to the pearl, and we'll go through the pearl to the other side and attach the next one. I'm just looking, I need to go through this next bead here, yeah. Let's just do that one, like that. Then the two, like that, through the pearl. So you can see why my needle is getting bent. I've become quite attached to this needle. Do you guys ever do that? It's like, you know, I really love how teeny tiny the 12s are. So this is going to be amazing. Oh, I cannot believe how sparkly it is. I honestly don't think it's going to keep its shape. So we may have to put something in the middle. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we went 2 beads past the pearl. So there's 1, 2. We're going to add 2 11-ohs, and we're going to go through this pearl here and just the pearl. Kind of move that guy out of the way. There, like that. There's your 2. I'm going to adjust this, see if I can get it better. Pull that through and tighten that. Pick up 2 11-ohs. Now we're going to skip 5 beads. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can go up this bead because we're going to come back around on the other side of it and go through everything like that. So I'm just going to turn this, make it easier to get through these guys. So like that. I think I am going to go. So I'm coming out of this one. I'm going to go to the next bead beside it, like I did on the other side. And this is not tight all the way there. And now I'm going to go through these beads and then come back around. 2 at a time. It's fine. Like that. There. I think I'm going to go through this one here and attach the thread on the opposite side. So through these two. Like that. Flipping it over. So now I'm going to go through the pearl. Just the pearl. And tight. Okay, so now we're going to make our way to this area here. So we're over here, we're going to go around to this area. So let's go through these two, and that third one, and the fourth one there. That. So now let's go down. It's easier if you go on an angle with the peyote stitch, so 2 at a time. From the innie one to the outie one, as that. Like that. And we said there's the two sitting together with the strand in between it. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and I think, let me double check what it's supposed to be. Yeah, after the third one. So 1, 2, 3. So let's come out of this one. So we're going to do one more of these. And just one, because we want these 3 to sit by themselves. So I think what I did on the last one is I added the pearl on that third, so it sat lower in that spot. I don't really want it to sit that low, so that's why. So this is where we add our pearl. So just mirror that, so you count 1, 2, 3. We want to go up through this one here. And that, pull it tight, zip it up. So there you have a bit more of a space. That one we closed it up too far. And that, like I said, I think I'm gonna put a crystal there. The other part is if this doesn't hold its shape, I will add some stuff and hopefully that will give it some structure. Okay, so now I want to get back to this side and I also want to reinforce that pearl. So I'm coming out of that bead that we added the pearl to. I'm going to go through the pearl. And let's zip that up, tighten it like that. And then go up these guys. And it's like 3, I think. Yeah, so let's go up to this third one here. Like that. Okay, pick up 2. And this is the pearl we want to go through. So if you angle, kind of match the bottom with this little peak. So we want to go through this pearl. And we're going through the bottom of the pearl like that. Just the pearl. Pull that in. I was like, why is it? It was like pulling to the other side. I'm thinking, did I do that wrong? No! Oh my god, this is starting to look amazing. This is crazy. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, back to the job at hand. Pick up 2 11-0s. We are going to skip 5 beads here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go down this 5th one, and we're going to go through those and then back around. So like that. Go through the next 2. It's making more sense now that it's fitting together. It's still probably really hard to see. I really apologize for that, but there's not much we can do about that. That's the nature of this design. Okay. I guess I could wear white gloves and then the white would show through so that you could see. So we want to go back through here, but I don't want my thread to show, so I'm going to go over, step over to the next Delica here. Actually, let's go down and step over. So go down 1. That. And let's make sure everything's nice and tight. Okay, so now step over 1. It's still not. Let me go down 1 more. This is kind of like if you do peyote learning. Okay, I'm going to step over and then go across a few beads so that I can get back up this one without the thread showing. That's why I'm doing it this way, so I apologize. It's not quite clear. So now I can step over and go through. Let me flip this. So the thread's coming out here, so let's go through here, through this guy, and through those 2 that we had added on. I actually went through, and I didn't want to go through that one. There. I may have to finish the rest on my own, and I'll tell you why. I'm running out of thread. It's almost an hour for this video, so let's go through these 2. And I think I'm going to go up through this one and I'll step over that, and that will tighten everything and it will hide the thread. So in case you're wondering, I'm using white thread because I ran out of the thin green thread, and it's the dragon thread from Potomac Beads, and they ran out. So I ordered it. They said it was in. They charged me for it. I paid for it, and like a couple of days later, I got a message, you have a refund. It's like, what? But it was right around the time that they came out with their gray thread. So they must have got a lot of orders, and before they had a chance to pick the orders, if your order doesn't get picked right away, then it's possible that you'll miss out on the items that you have in your cart. By the time they get to you, it's out of stock. The numbers don't always match up with stock. That's understandable. I still love you, Potomac Beads. I should say I still love you, Allie. Okay, I'm gonna go down 1 and around to the pearl. because that thread is showing a bit. I don't particularly like that, but hopefully this will fix that a bit. Oh, something like got really loose. Like it pulled and then tugged. I think there was probably loose thread somewhere and it finally went through. So I probably have enough to add to this piece and then I'll finish the last two. So you'll see in the next video, look at how freaking crazy is this? So one of the things I thought of doing, so if you guys see this video, you'll probably see it before or you'll see it after I finish it, because I'm not going to release them till it's completely done. I think what I might do is I might add some crystals or beads down the middle to keep it taut like this, so that it keeps kind of an egg shape. Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know what you would do this, if it's like an ornament that you might hang somewhere. I didn't even think of that when I was making it. I was like, oh, I need to make one of those. What is it? It's an egg. It's a Swarovski egg. So I'm going to go up 3. Yeah, 3. Like that. Pick up 2 11/0s. Go through the pearl. And just the pearl. And of course it wants to go through everything. This is the harder part, is getting it just through the pearl there. I did have one of my Rivolis come out. It's not a big deal. It was easy to pop it back in, and then once we add, it might have been this one here. See how loose it is? You can go through and tighten that. Yeah, I think it was that one. But once you start adding this piece on, it actually tightens it too. So don't freak out. 1, 2, 11/0s. We're going to skip 5 beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go down the 5th one like that. And pull that tight. Like that. Go through these guys. And loop around to secure your attachment to your pearl. Like that. And I'm going to go down this guy here. That, and then I'm going to go over to this one here. The one next to it. So we're coming out of this Delica. We're going to go into this bead right next to it. And then go through the 2 you attached. If you can get through your pearl, do that too. No, I'm going to do them separately because they're getting a bit loosey-goosey. Ah, so there, look, that one popped out. But you can see it's pretty easy to pop that back in. Ta-da. That I realized what it was. I had my finger underneath it and it popped it out. So go through the pearl. And I think we should add the thread and go through. So if you guys are up for it, if not, just fast forward. But let me check what time it is. It's it's way past dinner time, and we were supposed to go for a walk after dinner or before dinner. So my wife's probably like, I put a stretch bracelet that has some charms on it um on my door handle so she doesn't interrupt. The funny part is the cat wants to come into my office. He he stands up and he bats it with his hand when he wants to come in my office. And of course, that happened organically because I thought it was her goofing around, so I'd go and open the door. And here's a cat standing there. Can I come in? So she hasn't been at the door yet. So let me see. Remember, we're going to skip 3 at the bottom. So you look for the 2 that are together with the strand of thread. 1, 2, 3. So let's go down. Let me go down 1 and then take a look at what that looks like. Because sometimes it's not exactly 3 where it's going to sit. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should be it. Pick up your pearl. Let's put the pearl in and then we'll change the thread. So then go to the other side. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go up this 4th one. Like that. And just go through the pearl. Tighten that. Go through this one. Tighten. Then I'm going to go through the pearl and I'm going to come down here and we're going to tie off. So take everything, go down through these guys. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this. I'll tell you why, because the final one's going to be incredible when it's completed. So let's go down a few more. Let's go down this one here. Like that. Then go down this one and cross to the next one like that. Then I'll turn around and tie it off. So let's go cross over to the Delica. Okay. And go through. I don't want to go close to that crystal. Let's go back down here and then we should be done. Like that. And that should do it for that. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Let's enlarge this a bit. Wow. This is amazing. Ta-da. So I will, I'll do these 2 and you'll see it in the next one. That's incredible. That's amazing. Wow. You know what I find interesting is these pearls are the same size as these, but they look smaller from the position that they're in, I'm guessing. So there you go. Get done with this, put together, and then then we'll talk about potentially adding some other crystals in here, maybe something in there, because initially the design actually fits together at this point, but that just didn't work out for me probably because I put some bigger bezeling in between. So we'll see if we want to add anything to it. I think it's looking pretty ridiculous as it is. Let me see if I have something white to put underneath. Isn't that amazing? That is so amazing. Wow. Okay, everybody, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.